at McDonald's than Kamala Harris does. But I want to put a couple messages out there because it's really, really important that we get out there and run up the score as much as possible, not just on Election Day, but before Election Day. So I want to ask, and I saw President Trump last night. Did anybody watch the rally at Madison Square Garden? That was pretty cool. But I saw President Trump last night. He gave me this idea. He said, ask the crowd. So who has already voted early? Raise your hand if you've already voted early. A lot of people. Fantastic. And who's going to vote on Election Day? Great. Okay, it's actually in this room, I'd say about half and half is my best guess. But let's get out there and bank as many votes and run up the score as possible, because we're going to make Donald J. Trump the next president of the United States. But we're only going to do it if we actually get out there and vote. And importantly, as you all know better than I do, we have no idea what the weather's going to be like on November the 5th in the state of Wisconsin. So if we can bank as many votes early, we ought to do that. Now, I'm going to make a few requests about how we're going to make Donald J. Trump the next president of the United States before I get on to the why. Now, the how here. There's a website I want everybody to go to. It's called swampthevoteusa.com. And I want you to write that down if you can't remember it, swampthevoteusa.com. On that website, you can check your absentee ballot. You can check how to request an absentee ballot. You can check where you can vote, and you can also check and make sure your registration is up to date. We've got to make sure that we swamp the vote, because if we don't, we're going to have Kamala Harris as President of the United States, and I don't want to have 4 years of a nightmare for the United States of America. I want to get back to the peace and prosperity of Donald J. Trump, so let's get out there and swamp the vote. So I didn't even realize this actually until I looked at what I was going to talk about today. I didn't realize the margin was so small in the state of Wisconsin. This state was decided by 0.63%. That's 20,000 votes. And that could very well be the difference. Frankly, it could be even smaller than that, the difference between President Donald Trump and President Kamala Harris. So here's the second thing I want to ask you to do. We're never going to get honesty from Kamala Harris and the corporate media. They're never going to tell the truth about this campaign or about the condition of the country. But you know who can tell the truth? We can. So take out your phone, take a photo of this event, send it to your buddies, post on social media, do whatever you do, and get the truth about it. Why are you voting for Donald J. Trump? Because I believe that the honest words of 1,000 American patriots is worth far more than the dishonesty of the corporate media and the Kamala Harris campaign. And I'll make the final request here, and that is that I want every single person in this hangar to get out there and vote 10 times. A few of you are like, what? We're Republicans. We only vote once. We do things the legal way. And I'm sure we'll hear and see it in the New York Times tomorrow that J.D. Vance came to Wisconsin and encouraged mass voter fraud in an airport hangar. But here's the legal way to vote 10 times, and that's to take yourself to the polls and take 9 of your friends and family with you. That's how we're going to vote 10 times. Please get out there and do it. And the reason we have to do this, my friends, is because, yeah, we can laugh and have a good time. And I will say that having watched way too many Kamala Harris events over the last few weeks, and I've, of course, participated in a whole lot of Trump-Vance events, we've got all the joy and we're having all the fun on the Donald J. Trump team. And that's a thing to be proud of.